2019 Mountain Dew GSL Season 2 Codex Renaissance.
Did we get more echo in the GSL voice? What happened? Is there more GSL voices? Is it like Gremlins? You pour water on that guy and he multiplies? Is that it?
Don't give him an after midnight tasteless.
Yeah. We're going to go to the losers match. But even with losers, Artosis, someone can still win. How's that?
So well said.
How's
You're
that
so
for the power of positive thinking? This is a match between aLive and Creator. You were saying you weren't sure. I kind of feel like aLive is going to take it.
aLive is playing pretty well against Sue, I think. Not perfectly, but Creator's been on the up and up, and his PVT's looking pretty good lately. Yeah, I'm leaning a little bit towards Creator, to be honest. Just a little bit. If aLive wins, I'm not going to be surprised, Chase. I'm not going to look at you with the big wide eyes and big wide mouth and just be like, whoa. I'm not going to do that.
So what you're saying is you're 100% convinced the Creator's going to take this. I get it.
2-0.
All right, I think aLive's going to take this 2-0. aLive versus Creator, Tasis versus Artosis. Let's go. Can we just have this song play for all parts of songs in GSL?
Africa S2 aLive. Jin Air Green Wings, Creator.
It's pretty hard to say how Creator's going to play. There's a lot of different styles that we've seen utilized in PvT lately.
Let's also keep in mind that Creator didn't get to do what he actually planned in the games that we saw. In one game, Adepts got in and got kills right away, and then in another one, he lost the Stargate before it ever started. So it's kind of like we got to see Creator in panic mode. Now, that being said, you know, players who win GSLs, their builds get messed up too, and they can come out on top. But we haven't seen any game where Creator from, you know, A to Z was getting to do the opening, the strategy he wanted. So I don't know if we're, and of course this is a different matchup as well. aLive, he's had some ups and downs. aLive is, by the way, if you guys are just now tuned in, he did get an ST award, 10 GSL Codes's in a row.
It's quite an award to get. It says something about you. You know, maybe he doesn't have a championship, but that type of stability so few people have over long careers. It's a long career for aLive at this point. He's been around since the beginning, so, you know, 9 years of StarCraft 2.
Are we at 9 yet? We said 8.5?
We're at 9.
When did what month did StarCraft 2 come out in?
The beta came out in February 2010, and then the actual technical release date, even though everyone was playing it before that, was in like August, I think.
I think you're right.
I believe it was technically August. So still, he's been playing 9 years. Let's just say that.
But yeah, aLive was here at the very, very beginnings of GSL. And in an odd way, even though, you know, he's not the guy who's, you know, in a lot of GSL finals, you know, he is actually he's been shockingly consistent. Consistently being in Codes, able to hold his own, you know, not necessarily a top 4 player in GSL. Well, not a top 4 player, I don't know why I say necessarily. Like some would say, it's like, well, we've actually done GSLs in the past, and we kind of know where
he's not a top 4 player.
He's ended up, he's not been there. So I don't know why I'm second guessing myself as I try to describe that. But in this game, to start things off, Creator with a little bit of a pressure build. He gets the assassinate on the SCV that was making that. And let's see if he can get another kill on this. He's going to try to target that down. Nicely done.
Yeah, this is some out-microing going on right now. Concussive shells and a Marauder on the way. So I don't know if that was the original plan. Obviously, that'll help him deal with the Stalker quite well. Unless he loses at first. But this is really, really slowed down aLive. And it's not like this is even a proxy gate. This was just the core before Nexus.
Okay, this is so much damage.
It's so much.
Oh my god!
That's heartbreaking.
This is a bop. He's getting bitterly bopped, Artosis.
This will teach you to ever disagree with anything I ever say.
Yeah, no, you are. I'm a laughing stock right now, Artosis, for thinking that aLive had a shot at this. That CC is less than halfway to death. The medevac is coming across the map with 2 Widow Mines here. Now with Stalkers attacking, you don't have anywhere near as much defense. Maybe the Widow Mines start to do some kills.
Yeah, maybe he gets gigantic Widow Mine hits. That would definitely go a long way to... Yeah, I guess that's not going to happen, unfortunately. 3 maybe? Oh, actually, that top one felt worthwhile.
Yeah, I think he...
2 for a Widow Mine is good.
1 Widow Mine goes down, making things worse for aLive. Can this Widow Mine do the damage it needs? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damaging a lot of those Stalkers.
Well, I guess that's that. And
by the way, Blink's
both
coming
mines
up
are
here. Robo Bay is being made as well.
And look at where that stim's being upgraded. You know what could occur, possibly? No, I think it's going to finish right before, actually, yeah.
Well, what were you thinking anyways?
Well, where the stim is,
yeah,
this is one of those situations where you can snipe that Tech Lab super easy.
Oh.
But it looks like stim is going to finish just shortly after Blink, and the Observer's not going to get all the way over there in that
just
time.
due to the interruption early on in this game, I don't know if Creator needs to rely on that as much. So.
Oh, no.
But I've been wondering that as well, if
it.
we're going to see more Blinks, just Blink timing attacks coming in where they kill tanks or the add-ons.
Well, it's a good move. I mean, you go Blink, you may as well go over and see what you can get done with it. But he's playing a more defensive game at the moment, going into Double Forge along with his 3rd Nexus. Charge on the way. And look at all the barracks that are being added now. So, aLive is... This is a 2-base play.
Yeah.
Like, you can make a 3rd command center with this. Like, Gumiho was doing some stuff like that, where he'd go with the 3 racks, just kind of powering up, and then 2 racks and his CC. But aLive's economy's been badly hurt. So... unsure as to what his long-term plan is going to be here other than attacking relentlessly.
Well, I think on some level Terran was forced into doing this. I don't imagine this is exactly what he had planned out in this game, maybe, but I think when you take a beating like that early on, you know that your opponent feels as though they can cut corners and try to further develop their economy, so maybe trying to come in and just committing to a very specific period in time and trying to do a lot of damage is the best play. But this is all sort of predictable in RTS theory is, you know, okay, you get in this position, what are your outs? You know? Now with Protoss also having Blink, there's the opportunity for when the Terran leaves his base, you just blink in there and start doing damage and try to draw the army back. Generally with a 2-base timing attack against a 3-base player, the 2-base guy has to make whatever he's going to do happen right away. There's no hemming or hawing. There's no half measures.
A couple of Stalkers coming up here will get picked off. There's a drop coming in from his opponent. Oh my god.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So he loses all but 1 Stalker
That
there.
Stalker lost all of his friends. Well, I mean, losing your army for nothing is one way to throw this game.
That was a lot of Stalkers to fall. There's no
Well, it was
question.
also weird because he had Blink and then didn't pull away right away. He like lost some and then blinked. I don't even think it was the full distance because they were still being shot at. And then they continued to get shot at.
It's definitely somewhat weak there. Well, Charge and 1-1 are going to be finished, +1 for aLive. So he's only going to be down a single upgrade. Oh, that's a good amount of Marauders in here, that's for sure.
Do you take SCVs with this? I don't see it yet, but is there any SCVs in the back here?
He did not, but I feel like he should have.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Okay, so these Stalkers actually not all able to merge with the rest of these Zealots, and I think actually aLive might be able to just turn the tide here. The blink away, the sentries are, okay, one is picked up. Widow Mine's burrowing down here. They actually have a good position now. And if you can just nudge the tank forward a little bit, great stim control here.
Disabling that prism, I'm not sure that was even needed. Backing up. The probe's starting to really fall here as well.
Man, dude, I think he did it.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Okay. Yeah, this is
there's no question that losing all of those stalkers was a big part of this. There's no question to that. It was actually a very close fight early on, despite some kind of poor force fields there from Creator. But if he had 6 more stalkers during that at the beginning, I feel like that would have looked much, much better for Creator.
It's kind of an odd area they're going to try to attack over here with this ridge.
Seems like it's not quite over yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, the game seems like it's going to go on. I mean, there's an Immortal coming out now. There's no War Prism here, but I don't think, just due to the positions here, I don't think the Immortal is going to necessarily get shot down. But
yeah, actually, with 2 Immortals, I guess he's just going to hold on. There's a 3rd command center just now getting started, so maybe aLive figuring out that this is not going so well. +2 armor for Creator. Very powerful upgrade.
So he's going to try to come in once more. It's too bad that he hasn't scanned this yet, because it's really clear that without the Observer here, you would much more easily be able to throw him off. But aLive, yeah, so far no scan yet. Now all he needs to do is get in here to the point where he can hit some of these probes. This forces the Protoss to attack, and that's when you run back again and pull them into your minefield, draw them into the Liberators. And this angle is just actually better for Terran. Look at this.
Yeah, he's
once they get over that
corner.
The shots fired over that. Oh my God! I think he just gets this War Prism too. Actually, you know what? Terran like kind of overdid it there. I'm sorry.
The Immortals
I actually thought the
really
Immortal is just the greatest unit ever.
It's pretty good.
Why?
You know, I think
was there ever a hero Protoss unit that was an Immortal in the story?
Oh God, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Do not know.
Can you imagine if an Immortal had, like, you know, just spells it could cast? Sonic Storm.
Well, now we're getting real silly.
Mind control.
Yeah, has feedback.
Yeah.
Doesn't interrupt the attack to do any of these
Spires
spells.
corrosive biles even. It's not even like the best ability, but I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good too.
So, Creator ends up winning that. It felt like almost flubbed a couple times in there. I feel like on Kairos, you have to really highly prioritize killing the rocks at the 3rd, because that really helps Terran on some of these micro battles where they come around the corner.
You see Creator?
Yeah. He knows that it was a little bit closer than it needed to be there.
It's weird because you win, but it's a sloppy game, and you go, oh my God, this is not going.
Yeah.
Even if I'm winning, it's not like I'm not winning the way I need to win.
He won off the back of such a strong early game in that one.
Right.
That just kind of carried him throughout.
aLive vs. Creator Game 2 is about to start up. aLive winning the ST Award, his 10th consecutive GSL Code S. It might have started, it might be a bittersweet day. He's proven that he can be in this many Code S's in a row, but he might get eliminated first here in Group D if he can't pull it together here against Creator. Our game is now loaded up. Let's continue this series on with aLive vs. Creator.
게임이 시작됩니다.
Africa S2, aLive. Jin Air Green Wings, Creator.
All right. Let's see if he goes for the core again before. Oh, proxy gate. Never mind. Never mind.
NM.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny because that last game, he did like the step below proxy gate where you get the Cybernex core before the Nexus and then you speed the Adept out to slow down the CC
This
and
is
then
a
you rally up.
Slightly more dishonorable build than the one we have before.
Yeah, that other one isn't really all that
Yeah.
dishonorable, I think, because you're actually like defending Reaper the whole time too, and it's like a little bit tough. You know, you take a bit of damage from that.
Basically, you can win an esports tournament this, but probably not get knighted for it. This is going to really hit hard here for aLive, and aLive I don't think is going to have adjusted more for an even more severe rush. I think a lot of this inspired from the way the start of the game went in Game 1.
There is an SCV scout out there right now. And he is going to scout the gateway, I believe. So,
I'm watching a live space.
Instant bunker on the low ground.
Wait, he saw that, right?
Yes, he saw that. That's right. He turned around immediately. There's no need to scout any more than that.
It's the SCV that hates climbing stairs. He's like, it's far enough.
Yeah. He actually turns that one around to make the second depot as opposed to start the command center. Does need those Marines out, though. It's very, very important. Yeah, this is already looking held by aLive. I'm interested to see if he goes reactor now or more Marines.
A robo is being made in close proximity. Immortals and Warp Prisms are going to allow a lot more technical attacks that can happen here. You can also, of course, elevator into the main here.
Now this is
a Warp Prism.
This is really cool. You can kind of tell there's some influence here from his teammates. Trap and SOS's teammates. Who do you think told him to do this?
Not Trap.
I would guess that this is SOS saying, yeah, when they make a bunker, you make a robo. And then you have a Warp Prism, and it's really funny. Or then you have an Immortal, and it's really funny.
Yeah, I really want to see if it's Immortal first or Robo first.
Well, the Robo always came before the egg, but yeah, Prism first or Immortal first.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant, Robo. Or sorry, Immortal or Warp Prism, excuse me.
Okay, so it is Immortal first.
Now, that bunker is pretty low. The SCVs are going to come down and try to repair it.
I think you will get a Prism after the Immortal. Unless you're planning on sitting on it until 2 Immortals, but that doesn't seem to make sense to me. Yep, Prism's up next. It's going for Cyclones. It's a Prism out. That's a great counter to the Cyclone. So you go Viking, Liberator. What are we going to see? The Viking could be, excuse me, very useful here. Liberator. Not bad. Not bad.
Ooh, good blocking here on that Reaper. Now, keep in mind, aLive knows this is not over yet, especially when that Reaper comes up there and there's nothing expansion-wise. You go, okay, this is...
Did he get deep enough to see that?
I thought he did. I might be wrong, but I thought he did. Now, you know, as the Terran, you're supposed to, if you hold this, you're supposed to win if you're playing at your best. You know, having the tech out here, it's hard to recover. The Reaper comes in there. It does spot the Warp Prism, so he knows a little bit before it happens what's coming, and the Warp Prism automatically telegraphs a push into the main. So here comes the elevator strat. He wants to vary these units up here.
Yeah, just skipping that bunker completely. Lots of units inside this main base. Oh my god, the Liberator actually sets up in a pretty nice location. He's got to get this Prism over here. Oh yeah, picks up that Immortal. Very important moment. Marines trying to push back the Prism itself. Look at those Adepts, though. Go over to the mineral line. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this Immortal doing over there? The most ambitious Immortal in all of StarCraft 2. Oh!
Ooh, some miscontrol, no doubt about that. The ambitious Immortal.
It was funny because we were watching that fight happen, and then this Immortal came out of nowhere up the ramp. It's like there's another Immortal. He's like behind the minerals somehow, trying to get to a tank that's attacking over at that ridge.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God, he got the pylon.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And look at this. aLive is going to breathe a sigh of relief that there's no Nexus up.
Yeah.
I think he knew anyways, but pretty crazy. He killed the pylon powering those buildings, and that Immortal, I feel like that Immortal actually cost him from finishing the game right there.
Well, hold on.
I think that could have finished it.
Hold on, Artie.
Yeah?
He goes up there. Can he actually try to poke it on that bunker? Only one of those bunkers is full.
Yeah, no, I don't think the attack is over by any means. He's still going to go. Oh my god, a Dark Shrine and a Nexus out in the cold. Yeah, you tell me this is not SOS's special build right here.
Oh, go to the other bunker. That's why we make 2. Meanwhile, the Liberator comes in here. It does take out 1 Stalker. And, yep, let's just keep the camera here a little bit longer.
Wow! Well, I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
Because an Immortal just died, right-clicked on a bunker that wouldn't die. Wow. That's a misplay.
That's what we call bunker justice right there.
Bunker justice.
When the bunker actually kills the Immortal.
It's not so often. He's done some good harassment and whatnot, but still, it's 2 base against 1. When he gets that gold up, though, things could change. I love that he's going into DT, by the way. It's cool, because when you kill a lot of SCVs, you put them into a weird spot, they're more likely to do things like drop mules to try to recover that economy and really get it back on track so they can keep up SCV and unit production.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Raven, though. It makes DT RT's a bit less strong, doesn't it? A little bit late on the interference matrix.
I guess the interference matrix is fine. You got that.
Ooh, good scout. Target that.
You know, this is one of the very unique StarCraft 2 games we're getting to cast here.
Yeah,
this is like a one-of-a-kind game. You just won't have this ever replicated.
Scouts the Dark Shrine. Very important.
By the way, the gold base was among the smartest parts of the strategy. Was to take a hidden base. Since that Reaper scouting so much, you can actually use that intel as something to leverage here, especially if they weren't checking the gold base. Obviously, he knows now, but still, the idea is there. Can we make that fire a little bit further? What do you think, Artosis?
Yeah, I would say that
I want that to be able to hit warp prisms that are in other games on Battle.net. How does that sound?
Yeah.
You're just microing. There's not even a Terran in the game, and suddenly missiles come from somewhere on the Southeast Asia server and start to hit you.
Someone made cyclones.
Yeah, someone made cyclones somewhere on Battle.net, and I lost my warp prism. Okay, so Terran's moving out now.
That's a scary army.
Yes, it is.
He is not ready for it.
Not bad with the first force field, but there's still plenty of tanks back there.
Just doesn't have quite enough is the problem. Prism taking quite a bit of damage. He's got to hold the gold because the game ends otherwise. I love that the Vikings going for a harassment at the main at the same time. Really nice. Yeah, there's just so few units.
GG. We're tied up 1-1.
That was well played by aLive, I would say. And
yeah.
Creator, I really think that Immortal was the problem.
I feel like Creator is the player who stubs his toes during his builds, you know?
He definitely does.
He knows the dance. He knows the moves.
The thing is,
if he's an ice skater, he's landing the triple axle spin, but he's wobbling as it lands, you know? He's not, it's not the cleanest play, and I think Creator's always been a little bit of a wiggly guy. You know, he's emotional. I think he doesn't seem to be the calmest when he's playing, but he's gonna have to pull it together, man. I think he had a real shot of winning that last game, but you know, honestly, aLive just kind of held it together. aLive ironed out any wrinkles in his play and pulled through. So let's go to game 3. Again, the loser of this match is out of the GSL Code S, is our first player to die in Group D. And the winner has to fight Sue, a 6-time second placer in GSL Code S. So there's still a long road ahead for whoever manages to survive this series.
Port Alexander, our next map. Let's go. Game number 3.
It only works if I do it. Let's go.
게임이 시작.
Whoa.
See, I gotta say it and then it starts. Who's that guy that's shouting at this song that plays before we go in the game?
Africa S2, aLive.
We've got the pinball retro game sounds. There's a guy who's like saying something in the background.
I don't know.
He's shouting over that. He's probably trapped inside the pinball machine. Just like that episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
That would be scary.
Creator.
Yeah. There was some Nickelodeon Are You Afraid of the Dark episode where a kid gets trapped in a arcade for eternity or something like that, and I'm thinking,
oh no.
And I'm like, oh no, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Get all the high scores.
I'm gonna be trapped in for eternity, and arcade's actually not that bad.
Case gets trapped in an arcade for eternity with his bad wrists.
No! Well, actually, it would depend on the arcade. If it was a Dave & Buster's, it would be hell. I'm like, do you guys have any good games here? How do you have like 30 games and they're all bad?
They have, yeah, it's a little bit rough at Dave & Buster's.
Yeah,
It's like fun for a little bit.
We've got that one where you shoot the deer, the hunting game. I'm like, yeah, that's not.
I end up playing a lot of Flappy Bird there because that game's actually so hard.
Flappy Bird.
Yeah, the one where you make the stupid bird flap in between the pipes that go up and down.
Oh, well-named game. Yeah, well-named game.
Yeah.
I have been surprised by that. Occasionally, you'll go to an arcade. This is actually something that Artosis and I do for overseas. Occasionally, if there's an arcade nearby, we'll try to check it out. But it's funny when you go to an arcade and you get in there and you say, okay, they literally have none of the good arcade games here. How is that possible?
Well, that's mostly places like Dave & Buster's where it's like, okay, I mean, these are like almost carnival-ish games because you win tickets, right? And
yeah.
Like, But yeah, a lot of them are missing the classics. You're not going to go in there and find some 6 Street Fighter cabinets or something. It
Right,
just doesn't
yeah.
happen.
They're like, well, we do have that one where you sit in what it looks like a tiny Jeep and fire your rifles at flying bugs.
Let's play Deal or No Deal, the arcade game at Dave & Buster's for tickets.
So you can, it's like, no, I won't do that. Thank you.
It's rough, man. It's rough when you get in there. You see all the lights. You do that walk. You go through the whole arcade.
Yeah.
And you're getting further and further through. You're saying, all these games suck, all these games suck, all these games. And then you get to the end, you go, all right.
Yeah.
Let's go withdraw $50 and try to beat House of the Dead 3.
So Starport.
Yes.
Stargate, rather. This guy.
They're going for flyers.
You're going for flying
They're going
units.
for flying units.
Yeah, it looks like could have a Raven maybe into Banshee here coming out of aLive. So he is making a tech lab right next to the starport that's building. Chrono on that Oracle. Okay, there it is. Huh. Normally that's a good one to Chrono, actually.
Yeah, she.
Yeah.
Yeah, she. Gonna chrono that. Do you think this is a wise move here for Creator to try to go back and just abandon aggressive attack plays here after the way that game 2 went? Because the thing about Creator is, like, a lot of times when we cast his games, I think it has a lot less to do with the overall idea of what Creator was doing and a lot more to do with just his execution in general.
Yeah.
It's not like his theory is really off. It's that, like, he, I don't know, misclicks or, you know.
Yeah, his execution is not awesome.
He gets in fights and sometimes his army stays there when it's like he knows that he shouldn't. Because it's not like you or I see something special in the fight that he doesn't. He's just, like, almost more off in a lot of these live games, it seems like. His online games he seems to do better in, but as particularly in these big matches here in the studio, it gets bumpy, you know?
So.
Oh, no!
Oh my God. That. How? Why? Well, lucky for Creator that he does not lose his Oracle instantaneously.
Angels are real, Artosis. That was a miracle that we just saw.
Yeah. And they got green wings, tasteless, those Angels.
Yes. The Reaper Scout has been killed off. Oh, this is really well placed. Look at this. Oh, no.
It's all right. He has an observer coming up.
Okay.
Recall that Oracle. Nice.
All right. All he got was shields on that probe. This is going really well here for Creator. He dodged death. Keep in mind, I mean, if we wanted like a butterfly effect game, had he actually lost that Oracle, he would not have gotten the tag then on the Banshee, and the Banshee would have done a ton of damage. So, I mean, this is about as good as you can ask for an opener here for Creator, considering that he has had a lot of bumps in the road.
He actually scouts that third CC. That's a bit important.
It's getting even better and better.
I think you can easily just throw down your third Nexus once you scout that. And look, he's going into Colossus Tech as well as a Forge. He's got some pretty good scouting going on and starting some harassment as well. I'm starting to like this quite a bit.
This is literally everything that's happening is great.
Yeah.
He got in here. Somehow the building setup makes it harder for these units to get over here and help defend. Every single building is not going to get finished, and it's going to have a different SCV come in and try to help. This is going amazingly. This is the dream right now. If you're Creator, if you're Protoss.
It really is. This for Phoenix is going to fly back now to try to deal with the Banshee, but it's cloaked, so don't know that they're going to be able to do too much. Yeah, everything is looking strong. As long as he gets his Colossus out and keeps tabs on the army when it moves around, I don't see any way for him to really die.
Oh, I really want Creator to win.
Kind of do too.
I feel for him. It's tough when you're in a competition and, you know, you put your heart's there, but your mindset just isn't. And so far, I mean, he's really redeeming himself in this best of 3 in the third game here.
These little moves, the observer's seeing them. It's just like moving out, moving back, moving out, moving back.
By the way, we actually have had aLive several times now not scan when other players like TY would when the observer's outside their base. That seems to be a little tick with him.
You know, I think he's not looking at that location for the observer. It's like It's not a bad location by any
But
means.
normally, you at some point in time, you just scan your army. Because if you're moving out at all, the observer has to follow.
Sure. Ooh, I can't believe he keeps turning around in time. Can you believe it?
No, I couldn't believe it. I just, it was the woo!
The SCVs he's getting, jeez.
Another Banshee coming out, though, and those Phoenixes are not back at home. Is he going to recall it?
I don't think so. I don't think the Banshees can really do all that much right now. There's shield batteries sitting around and everything.
Say that to that probe.
That probe doesn't matter.
That probe had a soul, Artosis.
No, it's a robot. Okay, here comes the army. You want to get out there and actually engage it head on. Make them siege up if possible. Just whittle it down a little bit. You don't want them to walk all the way up and siege where they want to. Okay, he's a little bit out. Yeah, he sees it.
Oh, these Widow Mines, he could get the stray ones.
He actually doesn't have Thermal Lance quite yet. Wow, look at these pickups. Actually really good. Gets rid of one of the Sea Chinks immediately, backs up. This was very good for Creator. Oh my. Now's that moment where he scans and just moves out instantly for a drop in the main. And he's kind of zoning the Phoenixes out enough that he's not aware that there's a huge chunk of the army missing. Oh, this is going to be a brutal drop, isn't it?
Okay, big drop here in the main. Again, the oh, there's just actually nothing to defend up here. And by the way, this is just a setup to get this attack going over here.
Yeah, it looks like aLive is in just a great place now. I've traveled pretty far around for that. Look at this, he's losing so much of his tech. Very few units actually left here, so now he's going to lose a third as well. This is basically going to be game, isn't it?
I think you're right, Artosis.
Oh, he actually pulls out the recall, but the other units should drop back out then.
Yeah, well, that and the Widow Mines are already planted, so a lot more damage done over there. The Phoenix is still doing some hurt over here to these stray, medevacs that are here. This is kind of a hard game to follow. Sorry, guys. I guess Crater actually does hold it. I thought it was going to be a little bit worse for him, but
it's a lot of damage. I mean, it was well done by aLive, and Creator just didn't really have anything to spot for those medevacs going up. He was relying on a single observer. He wasn't really tagging what was going on either. So aLive, I feel like, has taken an advantage there. He has more army.
Okay, that tank, I don't know about.
Oh, actually, he doesn't have more army. Creator has more army. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Creator's in good shape. Creator has a considerably larger army, and
he
with
took a lot of damage there.
With the Disruptor and the Colossus tech, though.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
That's kind of what he was building up to, you know. I mean, back over here, it's
aLive's actually going to be in trouble. He killed the Robo, and he's making 4 Vikings at a time. Now, I've seen some people making some Vikings against Prism Storm, but he hasn't seen that yet. And I guess there are Vikings out. So against Viking Colossus, you do need to make.
He has 3 Colossus out. Too.
Yeah.
3 is a number where it's a real threat.
Yeah.
Thermal Lance
yeah,
is
that's
done.
true. So I guess these Vikings actually aren't all that bad. It's just I'm scared for him because he knows that there's Disruptors out and soon there's going to be Psystorm. And when there's all that splash and you're putting a lot of money and time into countering Colossus, those are actually almost the weakest splash that the Protoss has in a lot of ways.
Well, this drop's going to come in now. I don't think he's going to be able to pull anything off, but I'm actually a little bit more concerned about Creator's growth rate here. The Terran is taking a 4th base. Remember, TVP, you're kind of even on bases. There's no person that's like organically supposed to just be ahead. Creator is taking his own 4th down here at the bottom. It's a little bit later than when aLive's had started. But it seems like, again, Creator is trying to stay back and defend. Creator actually wants to max out. We've got aLive constantly moving on the map. He's continuing to roam. He's scanning. He's got a factory here to spot. And it looks like he might be interested in pouncing in here. Now, the longer the game goes on, the more Vikings are going to be out here, which means more quickly will these Colossi be obliterated before their shots can get off.
Hey, the Vikings come in, a nice big Psystorm on them. Got to be careful about this. Does not want to take a bad engagement right now. Nice little harassment over at that 3rd base of aLive. Let's send some units home. Gives Creator a little bit more breathing room. By the way, he is going up to 2 Robos and re-adding that Colossus tech. We'll see what that's for momentarily. But now finally a Liberator switch. So he's got quite a few Vikings. He's going into Liberators. He's going into Ghosts. that's the Terran late game. You know, it seems like he's really getting ready for that situation.
Factory's going to be picked off here. He got a little bit too ambitious with that, floated that too far out. And we're going into a proper late game TVZ, Artosis. Disruptors are continuing to be made. We have a lot of more upgrades on. They're basically being all finished up here on both sides.
Yeah, blinking observer speed, so very interesting stuff that he's focusing on some more disruptors. It's not necessarily bad. Like, you definitely can get things done with that.
You know, it's going to be a little bit tricky here for the Protoss to try to move out. The Protoss army, he has the sluggish parts of it there. The Colossi, the Disruptor, the Templar. Not quite as nimble as Medevac infantry, generally speaking. But it looks like he kind of serpentined his way across the map and saw there was no big army that was going to counterattack. And now he's parked outside here. Now, there is a drop going towards the 4th. I just don't know if Protoss can actually break this. I don't see how you can get an army down into that. That looks like a meat grinder for the Protoss' army.
Yeah, you cannot attack that. Not with this army. You actually have to go into Tempest, and he is going into that tech, continuing all the upgrades. It seems like we're just going to get right into the late game.
Oh, dude, no.
No, he cannot.
No.
He cannot. I'm not even sure why he's walking there.
Yeah, he also activated a Guardian Shield randomly a little bit ago.
Sometimes people don't move Guardian Shield from G, and then it's right next to H, and
yeah,
that's hold position.
I think that's among the first hotkeys you do want to change, though.
Yeah, as a Protoss, you definitely need to do that.
So we've got a small number of Zealots. Now, his supply is actually so high, he can't really make more than 3 or 4 Zealots to send out. And in fact, he can't make any more until he gives up some more of his army because he's making more Tempests here. So Protoss is expanding again. They're both now taking the upper locations on the map.
Ooh, look at that one Disruptor coming over. Not what I was expecting. Oh.
Yep. Let's watch him die and not do any damage. All right, great.
Okay, not what he was expecting either. Clearly a mistake there.
There's something about watching Creator play. His head kind of darts around. I feel like he just misses stuff a lot of times. Then there's another big fight coming up here.
Oh, that was almost the greatest Disruptor hit of all time.
You can still use those Disruptor shots to try to zone here. The Ghosts are going to come in there. The Cloak is coming down. The EMP blankets.
And decent Storm coming out, but overall aLive controlling much better than Creator in that little scuffle.
Another Stargate coming down. More Tempest continue to be produced here. Oh, great job there.
Ooh. That was a good Disruptor hit. Gets a few Ghosts.
Oh, there's like this one Templar just way up here for some reason.
Oh my god, the Colossus come up to join as well. I don't think that aLive's going to be able to do anything
aLive
here.
is, I think, about to get completely and totally owned here.
Yeah, like he kills the Colossus, but I do not think that
No, I think you could chase him all the way back home. Yeah, I think he's fine.
Yeah, he's got actually still a very strong army. He's got his Tempest coming out now as well.
The Colossi served its purpose there.
Absolutely. Colossus is, I mean, it's useful all game, but I feel like it's just a very stable first splash unit.
Yeah.
Late game, it really is much more about Psystorm. And the Colossus really become a unit that's kind of for zoning more than anything else.
Oh my gosh. Between the Storm and the Disruptors, and I don't see a Ghost in this army unless I'm missing something. There's nothing that Terran can do to even get close to this without risking so much just like that. He just force field on top where the Disruptor shot. That was pretty funny. Watch this.
Oh, good Psystorm.
More Storms coming down now. Again, there is almost enough Stalkers they can actually fight these Liberators. But with Immortals over here on the edges of this army, I mean, this many Marauders can't combat this, really. And in fact, he's not really on top of his Ghosts, a lot of them being fished out and killed.
Good EMP right there, but overall this army's really scary to engage into, especially as those Disruptors gain their cooldown.
This is the push that Protoss was looking for, basically, was to get out here. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think Creator just did it, guys.
Yeah.
He just played a cleaner game.
I'll tell you what.
And he really redeemed himself here.
Yeah. Some very cool games out of these two here. Feels to me like they're pretty evenly matched overall. I actually thought that aLive was going to be able to take with that ridiculously good draw in the main base and then doing stemming in and hitting that third, but not quite enough. Wasn't able to take it down. And I think that where aLive really threw it at the end here, he was going for a late game composition, then he just kind of attacked. into all that splash. I think you really have to grind it out as a Terran in that late portion of the game.
Wow. Well, Creator did it. That was a pretty taxing game. We got into the super late tech there. He managed to pull it off, but now Creator has to go up against Zoo. Not Zoo. The next challenge here for him in our last best of 3 in the GSL Codex. Don't go away.